offering my humble pranams at the lotus feet of Bhagavan Sri Satyasava. Om Sri Sai Ram, brothers and sisters. A warm welcome to everyone to this very important webinar this evening. I want to start by sharing Swami's inspiration, which was sent to us from Prashanti Nilayam this morning. Of all the animals that are born in this world, to be born as a human being is the most difficult and fortunate thing. Having been born as human and having acquired the special gift of intellect, you must sanctify your human birth and human existence. You must be prepared to put into practice one out of the 10 things that you preach in preference to just saying 10 good things. You must be prepared to serve as servants for all your lives. Never think of being a leader. Without being a servant, you cannot become a leader. You must first learn to follow before becoming a leader. We find the world in an unfortunate state because today people become leaders without knowing how to become good followers. In that context, you must be prepared to spend all your lives in the service of humanity. In the first instance, you must serve your own home. Then you must serve your village. Then your state, and then the country. Without acquiring the ability to serve in your home and produce results in your home, how can you serve your country and hope to produce results? This was in the Divine Discourse, May 20th, 1976. If one who understands the spirit of service becomes a leader, that leader will always retain and enjoy his leadership through service. Brothers and sisters, just to recap where we are as the Atiruddha Mahayagna team, and all of you are part of this team, and we want to extend our appreciation and Swami's abundant guidance to all of us as we tread this road together. And if you look at the roadmap, we started this journey intensely in August 2023 with the registration for the workshops that was conducted by Brother Sekar. And we continued with the enrollment of the teams to enhance the Ritvik presentations and our Ritvik chanting, etc. And we now are in the sadhana phase in December. The sadhana has begun, and I can tell you that by observing and being on the sadhana probably sometime more than once a day, it is very heartening to see that there are many who are not Ritviks that are joining this sadhana as well. Just remember that the abundance of love the Swami is actually sharing and giving all of us is not only for those who chant, but anyone involved in the army in whatever small way that you can. So we want to actually share our appreciation to all of you for being this journey. For those of you who don't know, the team for the army consists of the core team, the finance team, the site logistics team, the procurement team, the public and partner relations team, the media and communications team, the food team, the Seva team, the Ritvik coordination preparation team, the hospitality team, which is led by a sister who doesn't speak much, but is full of spontaneous Sai action, and that is Sister Shirley. Today's presentation is jointly presented by the hospitality team, the Seva team, the Ritvik coordination team as well. So we want to actually extend our appreciation to all of them for coming together for the preparation of this webinar. And we trust that Swami will be our guide and God in this presentation. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.
Oh, oh, Sahana Vavatu, Sahano Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvinavaditamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let us all be together. Let us all be nourished together. Let us all work together with great vigor. May our studies illuminate our intellect. May we not contradict or hate one another. Let there be peace, peace, and perfect peace. If we are in pieces, we cannot pray for universal peace. Jai Sairam.
Sai Ram. Thank you, Brother Kabir. My humble salutations at the divine lotus feet of Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba. Uh, like Uncle Krish beautifully mentioned how all the teams have got together. I would like to briefly share with all of you, along with Brother Raghu, a little bit of what the various area leads are doing, and also to talk and roll out today the hotel and transportation uh, application or app, which will be very useful in the coming days for all of us. So, very briefly, the various area leads who would have been in contact with you, they are also on the call. Many of them today have been identified in order to act as a communication link between the various attendees and the hospitality team. The main objective of this Seva is to ensure that travel and accommodation information is timely available to the team so that they can help all the attendees, mainly the full-time attendees and those who requested accommodation and transportation with these things, and also to answer any general questions. So basically, they are the first point of contact spread across the various countries. So my humble request to all the devotees to please cooperate and provide information when you are approached by the various area leads. Also, if you have any questions related to the accommodation and transportation, these brothers and sisters are there to help as first point of contact. And also you can email, of course, to info@vedasforall.org. Uh, I basically already posted this chart on our announcements, but just to mention the names once again, you can see across this is a global prayer. So we are spread across all the countries, all the regions, and we have identified various area leads like Brother Giri for USA and Bay Area, Brother Raghuram for USA, CA Valley and Northwest, Sister Anita for East Coast, and USA and Canada, Brother Subbu or Padmanabhan Subramaniam for UAE and India, Brother Jitendra for Australia and Malaysia, for Durban Central, Sister Prashanti, with all the various areas which come under it, Durban West, Brother Devesh, Durban North Coast, Sister Kogi and Sister Divya, Durban North East, Brother Yassil and Sister Amrita, Durban South, Sister Seema, Western Cape is led by Sister Shivani and Sister Raksha, Gauteng, Brother Nivesh and Brother Jeron, European countries and UK by myself, and for Russia, Sister Raslana. So just by taking all these names, it shows how from across the globe people are coming for this universal prayer. So just a humble request to reach out to the people. If they reach out to you, also assist them. And ultimately, we are getting closer to booking hotels and transportation, which we'll talk about today. And to help with that, there's a really nice app which has been built by the team led by Brother Raghu. So with that, I would like to request Brother Raghu to roll out the app for hotel and transportation. Brother Raghu, you can share your screen and roll it out.
Sure. Sairam. Sairam, everyone. The primary intent of this app is to ensure that the logistical details of your stay and transportation are covered.
So there is, it's somewhat similar to a form wherein you enter information, but whatever you had already provided during your registration has been taken into consideration. By now, your leads should have reached out to you asking for your preference in your room stay, whether you want to stay by yourself or you want to be sharing a room for all those people who had requested for accommodation. Similarly, there are transportation details that are being requested for. If you would like to come from either the Durban airport or Johannesburg airport for people who are flying in. So this is the app that is collecting that information. This app is accessible to everyone here. The login and the password is, as you can see, the login is your email address. The email address that you should use is the one that you use for registration. While you're registering, whatever email address you use, that is what you would use, and your year of birth. So I'm going to use an example of my wife and show you how it looks like. So once that is entered and you click on login, you should be able to see a few things, something of this nature. All of you should have a similar view. A few things to note. You should know what is the email address of your lead. And this will tell you in case your lead has not reached out to you, please feel free to email them. If you know this name by person, please feel free to call them and let them know that both of you are not talked to each other just yet. Once that is done, you may see one or more rows depending upon the configuration. I'll just go through that in a bit. But more importantly, you may want to pay attention to a few columns over here. These are these first four columns. Please ensure this information is accurate. Your lead should have filled that in for you. If you think that this information is not right, please reach out to your lead to tell them that this information not be correct. What is the example of this? The room type that you have requested, the name of the person who is like the room in charge in some sense, the room lead, who's basically helping with the communication between all the members of the room, the pickup from where you'd like a shuttle if you had requested for a shuttle, and the drop off airport where you'd want a shuttle. These are the four columns you'd want to pay attention to and let your lead know. Apart from these, there are a few other columns. Of these, what is more important for the team arranging shuttles would be these columns: arrival date, departure date, time, airlines, and flight number. As you book your tickets, if you already booked them or if you know them already, or when you book them through the time, please do update this information. That's about the app. Some people may see only one row, some people may see more than one row. If you are the lead for your room, then your email, all the people in your room or for those whom you are coordinating, they will all be listed over here. If you are not the lead for your room, you will be only seeing your information. That was about the app, and the sooner you fill this in, the better it is. Is there a date we are requesting this information for, Brother Samarth?
So,
Okay.
Raghuram, just please also show them
Yeah.
if they have not requested for accommodation
Yeah.
or then or transportation. For example, the local devotees from Durban or
Yeah.
the full-time devotees, they will not see any screen. So, if you show an example of that.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I'll show you what the screen looks like by using the same one with different password. So if you have not requested for any accommodation or you have not asked for uh, uh, drop pickup or drop off logistics, then you'll see something like this, which is you'll see no rows under your name. So if you're seeing something like this, it is not an error. That is primarily because you have indicated that you don't want a hotel stay and you are not interested in getting a transportation to and fro. At this point, it is only showing rows that are requested for a hotel stay. It is, if you're not requested for a hotel stay and you're requested for transportation, it still doesn't show up. That we're discussing with the team whether we should allow for that logistics as such. But at this point, is only for people who have requested for a hotel stay. And if you don't see any rows, that is intentional because you're not asked for anything and this is not connecting any logistics beyond the accommodation.
And the other thing is, if you are a partial attendee, also nothing will show up because this data is only for full-time volunteers, full-time devotees, and full-time Ritviks. Side.
There is a section for volunteering, which I think we'll go through later. It is very likely we'll have some information about volunteering in the same app, but when we have those details, we shall share it with you. Uh, Anything else, Uncle Samath, we have to share here?
No, I think
That's good. Yeah.
good. Perfect. So again, a request for all of you, you can post your, okay, I see the questions are starting to come, and we will answer them towards the end. So I think Brother Kabir, if you can make the note.
I will monitor the questions, Samarth, as you
Okay.
lead through the other presentations.
Okay, sure. So let's go then to the next part. So with this app, as you have seen, we will be able to get all the information, and from that we'll be able to get to the hotel's details. So I would like to request Sister Nerina.
Sairam, one
Yes.
quick thing, important
Yes.
for Raghu. Raghu, please post in the chat what is the link to the app. We did not share that. What is the link to the app?
Sure.
And that link is independent of any platform. You can use it on your iPhone or any of the other Android platform or from a laptop, etc. We will post the link to the app in the section. Okay, Jai Sairam.
Yeah, thank you, Uncle. Yeah, so this is a data collection app which will give us insights, but in the background, there's a lot of work happening on hotels and transportation. And I want to invite Sister Nerina to share what background work has been done so far and share a few details which are relevant to hotel and transportation. Yes, Sister Nerina.
Thank you, Brother Samarth.
Naira.
Offering my humble pranams at the divine lotus feet of our dearest Lord of Lords, Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba, and Om Shri Sai Ram, respected elders and dearest brothers and sisters. My name is Sister Nerina Singh, and we are actually part of the hospitality team. With me on the team, as Brother Krish had mentioned, is Sister Shirley Naidu, Brother Krish Maharaj, Sister Ravania Pillai, and Brother Ashvir. So the team has worked profusely in terms of obtaining hotels, and today we will just briefly share some of the criterias following the hotel assessments that the team had conducted. Some of the criterias identified were cleanliness, safety, distance to the river range, and we made sure that it is within a 20-kilometer radius. Affordability, and this I will touch with regards to the payment details, parking within the hotels, and overall room comfort and essentials to make sure that devotees are comfortable during the period. Furthermore, interest by the establishment to support the yajna. Now, each of the establishments were visited by the team and myself, and to make sure that the first-hand suitability of the units are verified. Next slide, Brother Samarth. Okay, in terms of the hotel accommodation, all Army attendees who require accommodation are lovingly required to confirm their accommodation arrangements with the respective area leads by the 31st of January 2024. Army attendees may also make their own accommodation arrangements if they prefer any hotel apart from the list of hotels that we had provided from the Army team. Kindly take note that all privileges regarding shuttle services and transfers will not be applicable. And we have Brother Devegran on call today who will further chat regarding the shuttle services and the transport arrangements. The hotels that we visited, unfortunately, do not have any in-house laundry services. However, we are looking at alternative mobile laundry services that are being explored, and devotees will be further advised regarding the service. Area liens, you can make sure they will be provided with all hotel information, including block booking details. So a brochure will be sent to all area leads regarding this information, and this would be within 10 days. Devotees will also need to reserve rooms by the 29th of February, or hotel will be released from the block booking. And this is due to the festive period approaching here in South Africa, hence the need for the deadline of 29th of February. The booking and payment and cancellation process is currently being finalized with the respective hotels, and this details will form part of the information pack that will be shared with all area leads. Next slide, Brother Samad. In terms of the hotel discounted prices, here our gratitude to Sister Shirley Naidu on the call as well. She had worked profusely in managing the hotel rates for us. The hotel rates, as you know, are competitive and have been negotiated specifically for Army attendees. These are privately owned hotels, so the room per night only, we looked at an average price of 600 rands in South African currency, or 32 USD. Of course, there is exchange rate dependent on where devotees are traveling from. If the room is shared by 2 or more people, the average cost per head would be 300 rands, or 16 USD. Corporate hotels, and we're only looking at room only per night, this average price is 1,100, or 58.57 USD. If the room is shared by 2 people and a child below 12 years, the rate still applies to a room only, and this cost can also be shared. The hotel pricing voucher. Now, to make sure that devotees are issued the rate as provided by the Army, we would like to provide voucher codes that will be issued to devotees requiring accommodation bookings. For example, Army and a devotee's full name in order to unlock the Army hotel rate. Now, this will be shared with all area leads as well. Furthermore, when using this voucher code, if a devotee is sharing a room, only one devotee attends to payment with the accommodation. And it is the responsibility of the second devotee to make sure you reimburse the devotee who is attending to payment. Okay, so that was an update with the hotels. Looking on to transportation. Travel arrangements can only be confirmed once bookings are done. Shuttle offerings from the Durban King Shaka Airport to the hotels. Now, Brother Devagran on call will be working on a schedule, and this will only be drawn up once the flight arrival dates and times have been captured. A note to all overseas devotees, you are lovingly advised to book your flight to Durban, so internal flight travel, and we humbly request that driving is not recommended due to safety. A daily transport schedule from hotel to River Range Ranch and return will be established once all bookings at the hotels are confirmed. And the brother will elaborate further in terms of the schedules and the hotels. All local devotees who are driving and staying at the hotels are also encouraged to carpool. Sairam.
Just one, I think one clarification. So I think thank you was also, like you said, overseas devotees, some of the devotees may be getting a cheaper flight to Johannesburg, but I think what our advice is, don't take a self-driving car from Johannesburg to Durban. It's preferable to book another flight between Johannesburg and Durban instead of driving for 5 to 6 hours, mainly for the overseas devotees. Some of the locals may be driving from Johannesburg, but for the overseas devotees, we are just advising to take a flight between Johannesburg and Durban. Yeah.
Just on that, just on that point also, I just booked my tickets, Fly Sapphire, for $150. You will get a round trip business class. so that you can actually check in 2 bags that are 23 kilos and seat and all of that stuff. So if you have a baggage and etc., even with baggage and a business class ticket, it's much reasonable and affordable to take a flight rather than driving or doing a taxi or anything like that. Thank you, Sairam. Okay, is my turn next,
Yes,
Samat?
Uncle.
Okay. Yeah, Sairam, I know many of you have been keenly waiting on, getting the tours, especially and travel information. I have to first of all apologize because it's been extremely difficult to get help from the tours companies and the travel companies. Mainly because this April month is a very heavily tourism month because of Easter break and things like that. So they've been having tough time finding accommodations and all of that stuff. I'm hoping it has not come through yet. This person who is working on the tours tells me every day that the next 24 hours I will get back to you. And the 24 hours is now 2 weeks. So, however, what I suggest is instead of waiting for him for any of these companies, I gave some contacts for you here to follow up for air travel booking or tours booking. But my humble request is please I really strongly encourage that you explore other commercial vehicles such as Expedia, Viator, or others and book your tours on your own so you have control of your own dates and everything like that. At this point, I'm not finding these companies to be really reliable to provide a service in time and with a sense of urgency. Okay. Sairam, thank you very much for that. If there are any questions here, I think we'll pause for any questions.
Yes,
I
Uncle.
already answered a few
Yeah.
questions, brother. Just very clearly, one thing that we want to make sure is that all this accommodation, transportation we're discussing here is only for those devotees that are registered to come full time. So if you are coming partially again, I'll reiterate, we will not be able to provide your transportation accommodation assistance. You have to take care of that on yourself. So that is one point. The second point is so the shuttles will be available potentially for the people, in the context of going from certain hotels where the full-time people are staying to the Yajnashala, but we won't be able to take care of accommodation and boarding. It's too much big pool of people to consider. The other thing is, yes, there is power load shedding, etc. in South Africa, which is an issue with power, etc. But all the hotels that we are working will have generators, so there should not be any issue with with taking care of your Wi-Fi or taking care of your power needs while you are at the hotel. Okay, that's the second point. And we also posted the link to the app on the Q&A, so you can please save that link and you can be able to look at the data. Those are the questions so far, brother.
Hi, Ram, Uncle. Yeah, let's wait. Please feel free to post in or even raise your hands. We'll pause for a few minutes while you are thinking. I think good to iterate that the reason why we really want everyone to concretize their plan and finalize is to get the bookings done, but also especially for Ritviks to know the final Ritvik numbers as well, so that we can start with Ritvik seating arrangements, etc. So that's our next milestone, and hence, please, as soon as possible, make your reservations and give that commitment. I know it's difficult with all the work and leave, so just a request to all the devotees,
Yeah.
especially Ritvik. Yeah.
One more important point for international travelers that require visa to come into South Africa. If you need a letter of invitation, please put it in the Q&A, brother. info@vedasforall.org. Please send an email to info@vedasforall.org for a letter of invitation to present to for your visa purposes. And this is, I know certain passports would require that. Fortunately, many countries would not require a visa. Either it is online or stamping at the port of entry in South Africa for United States and Europe, etc. There should not be any problem. But if you require the letter of invitation, please email to, for a letter of invitation, please email to info@vedasforall.org. Please make sure that you have your name and address as in your passport, so that when the letter is given to you, it is with accurate name spelled. So please provide in that name clearly as in passport, so that there won't be any error in the letter. Okay. And one more thing, Sister Nerina already mentioned this, but I want to be very clear. So we are trying to make sure that these hotels will give us the block of the rooms until end of February. So what you would require to do is, once we have the final details, we will send it to you. Hopefully in the next week, we will post the hotel details, which hotel you need to call with what group code to secure reservation. Very importantly, unless you book your tickets, if you're an international traveler, that means you're not committed yet. And so the sooner you book your travel, and by the way, for those coming international, for applying for the online visa, you need to have a travel booking. So unless you have a travel booking, you can't apply for online visa. They will ask which hotel you're staying, etc. So please make sure you book your tickets, and then the tickets and the hotel information can be provided with the for the online visa. Jai Sai Ram.
So we have some questions coming in, I think good one. So uh, one of the questions from Sister Vaidhi is availability of high-speed internet access, because some people might be working, etc. So is that something hotel and hotels team
Yes.
can answer or take away? We,
Yeah, I
Sai-
think I already answered that question, brother.
oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yes, yes.
Yes, there is. Okay.
Okay.
Then next is it advisable to take intercity bus from Johannesburg to Durban? That's
Can you
from
please Yes, Sairam, is advisable to take intercity bus from Johannesburg? No, no, the answer is no. Please, please, we really, unless this person is a local person and you know what you're doing, anonymous attendee, why is there an anonymous attendee? Please put your name. So, kindly, kindly, don't take, if you're international, please take flight. That's the safest thing.
next is any accommodation options at Johannesburg after the Yagna?
No, no,
Yeah.
no. Answer is no to Viji. We are not taking care of that. You can contact the tours company that we provided, or if you're taking a tour yourself, usually the tour packages would have accommodation covered as well in Joburg for any tours. Yeah, this is a very important question. Will there be a special program on 24th for Swami's Aradhana Day? Yes, Sister Gauri, yes, we are working through that, Ma. We will announce that in due course, and perhaps Brother Raitan will touch base on that. Okay, Jai Sai Ram. Okay.
Yeah. I think those are the questions.
Saran, Brother Samant, I see Sister Vede asked if there's high-speed internet access at the hotels. The answer is yes. However, we do not advise due to security reasons to do banking, etc. on the internet. So you should use your private internet access to do such transactions. Saran.
Accommodation reservation is not required for South Africa visa. I might have misspoken about that. So his question is already answered. Um, Whoever is this anonymous person, please type your name. Okay. Gauri Anand answered. Yes, we're good.
Yeah. So if you have to leave for Johannesburg for any safari, etc., it will be 25th. You should start the safari, not from 24th.
Yes. So we are still working on a Swami's Aradhana program. So please don't plan to depart Durban on 24th morning. You can leave 24th late afternoon after 4 o'clock. The airport is pretty close to the Yajnashala. It's only 15-20 minutes, the Durban airport. So if you leave after 3 or so to Joburg, that would be fine. Or during load shedding, you may use chargeable power banks. And yeah, yes, Sairam, yes, please, if you have a chargeable power bank, it is advisable to bring that. And also, if you are with many of these companies like Verizon and T-Mobile, etc., they do provide a free data service to South Africa, speaking with experience. So, like Brother Krish suggested, kindly use that secure connection for any banking or any secure connections. But otherwise, if you have a VPN for your works, etc., that should be covered as well. Okay, Jai Sai Ram.
Okay. So let's, yeah, one more question is from Brother Subhash. Proof of hotel booking required for SA Embassy UAE. Okay, fine, brother. So yeah, we'll be very soon sharing the details of the hotels after allocation is complete. So then you can actually make the reservation, because we also want people to make reservations quickly. So it's
Yeah,
required
I think
anyway.
for airline booking, I don't think you need to have hotel information. So please
Yes,
book your
for
airline
visa. Yeah,
tickets as quickly as possible. Yeah.
correct, correct. For visa, it is also for Indian visa. I know, uncle, they do ask for, yeah,
Where are you
where are you
staying?
going to? Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
And one last thing I would say is, again, to reiterate, we are working hard with these hotels to block the rooms until end of February. So we will do our best. And if you have not really made all your arrangements by end of February, then and not informed your leads with travel, etc., then most likely we will assume that you're taking off care of your accommodation on your own, and then so that the hotels can release the block. They cannot continue to put a block on those rooms because they will be losing business. So end of February is a good time for making all the finalizing the arrangements. And the what else I was, if you are making your own accommodation arrangements, and if you are a Ritvik especially, you absolutely must be present and oblige with the timings. That means every day you have to be there at the Yajnashala no later than 7:30 and be present till the end of the day program. Because the Ritviks will have to start the offering of the chanting by 8 o'clock. So we have to be crystal clear about the discipline and the timing commitment, especially for Ritviks. Jai Sai Ram.
Right, and maybe just the last two questions, and then we move on. Is no visa needed for US citizens?
That is correct. There is no
Correct.
need for US visa, US citizens for visa. But if you are an Indian passport holder and a permanent resident of United States, you will need to apply for online. So that applies only to US citizens with US passport, not for Indian passport holders, permanent residents in the United States. Okay, Suresh, is there vaccination required for South Africa? Answer is no, there is no yellow fever and other vaccinations required. But what you should do is definitely talk to your doctor and ensure you have a medical advice before coming to South Africa. There are other African countries that have a mandatory requirement for yellow fever vaccination, such as Nairobi, but not for South Africa. But it is, again, we are not giving you medical advice. You please talk to your doctor. Each person's condition is different. Talk to your doctor, get a medical advice, and ensure that you have proper medical advice. Sairam, thank you. What are the names of the hotels? The names of the hotels will be published next week. Sairam. We're not ready to publish that yet because we are still finalizing the numbers along with the accommodation types. So unless we have all that information, we need to really look at configuration of the hotels. That's why we can't publish that today. Yes, Sairam.
Right, right. Thank you. I think Brother Subhash, if you're from India, yeah, I think 3 to 4 weeks, 3 weeks for processing of the visa. I think best is to
Online,
check.
online, online visa it takes about 2 to 3 weeks. Yes.
Yeah. So best is to check with the local embassy, whichever country you're from. Yeah.
QAE. He's from QAE.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I remember all these people.
Okay. Okay. Sai Ram. Thank you. Thank you all for all the nice questions. And yeah, you can always email, and let's see if you have the chance at the end. We will also go through, but I would really like to invite Brother Rabi, uh, who's also the National Seva Coordinator for Sri Sathya Sai Global Council, to talk about the volunteering opportunities that we have at this universal prayer. Sai Ram, Brother Rabi.
Sorry.
Sai
My
Ram.
pranams at the lotus feet of our beloved Lord, Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Om Shri Sai Ram, dear brothers and dear sisters. First of all, I would like to thank Swami for giving us this opportunity to be part of this Mahayajna. I think it's a wish for South Africans and for everyone that's being blessed to have this in our continent. And also at the same time, the opportunities that we are being presented are also an offering to this yajna for every one of us. So from a several perspective, I'm looking at. I'm presenting on behalf of also Brother Devon and Brother Amrit, who are also Seva conveners, who have put a lot of hard work in preparing all the opportunities for you. It is very important for Seva dolls to understand that it is our duty, a very important duty, to make sure that everyone feels welcomed, they are comfortable, and most importantly is the yajna itself, the experience that they take back and the blessing that they derive from this. I think that's the important thing about being a Seva, and it is our duty to take care of every need of every one of them, right? So from a several opportunity, you'll see we have presented just a few. These are just one-liners for you, but just take note of this, and there's more details to be presented as we go into much more detailed planning once we start to get the number of severals committed to this program. So the first one is construction of the Homakundas, and this we have a team lead, and he needs a team to work with it. That's going to be done between those dates that you see there, the 18th to the 13th, 8th to the 13th. Then the full preparation, which is a daily event. And we see a lot of severals that have already registered for this. So this is quite a beautiful opportunity for you to register and be part of. We have food serving on a daily basis as well. So those that can manage, please register. It is a beautiful, beautiful engagement with devotees attending this. The parking is a parking assistance for parking those cars and those that come every day. It's a beautiful opportunity once again. Night security, we require severals to be on night duties on the site. So please, if you are up to this, please register. The bookstall, we're looking at a daily bookstall, and much more details will be presented as we go along. The blood donation camps will be held on a weekend only. And here we're looking for love offerings and contributions from devotees. A medical emergency station will also be set up for devotees that don't feel well. We also are very blessed to be, offering the Premataru program, which is the tree planting on the site. And this has been already arranged and prepared for. So this is the offering we will also make with this yajna. Narayana Seva, we will be doing Narayana Seva every day for the 9 days. And again, severals can register for this beautiful opportunity to serve. All right. Ushers, this is a duty that we need to, this is the comfort and this is the beauty of this function, is all ushers engaging with devotees and making them feel comfortable and guiding them in whatever areas they may want to be part of and be request or anything they need. General duties, under general duties, it is also very important for us, and brother, is that we need to set up. So we need severals to come in on as early as 4 days before to assist in setting up and making sure everything is well. And then also, most important is when we're setting down. The next slide is about the shifts that we are looking at in the shift roster. I think the severals here, you can see the areas that I've just covered, the number of severals. These are provisional numbers that we're looking at, but these numbers could change. And more details will be shared on this. Next slide, Brother Samad. And at the moment, it is good to see that we have already registered a total number of 444 severals. We see that 237 have full-time and 207 that are on a part-time basis. But again, here we will be giving more details as to what the full-time servile duties are. And those that are involved in part-time could also be involved in the shift rotation of other duties that we have allocated. But it's good to see that at this stage, the pool is growing bigger, and we encourage everybody to be a part of this opportunity. I think it's something once in a lifetime that we have to be part of a 9-day Seva program. And this is only through the blessings of Bhagwan. Thank you, Brother Shekhar. Sairam.
Lovely presentation, Brother Rabi, as he very aptly pointed out.
So can we just go through the slide here, how you could participate?
Yeah.
I think we missed that slide. So I think there'll be a registration, and I think Brother Shekhar, we will take that, that there will be a registration form that will be sent out for every server. And there can be those opportunities that you feel you will be up to, you can register. And it's an app that we're going to be sharing very shortly. So, yeah.
Yeah, thank you, brother. I think Brother Raghu is working on this. The team of Amrit, Devan, and Rabi have done a phenomenal job of putting together workflows by each area, the time slots, the days, what material is required ahead of the for preparation. So it's a phenomenal job they have done. So we are going to assimilate all that information and ensure that everyone that has signed up as volunteers and also devotees that would like to volunteer will have an opportunity to participate. So Brother Rabi, Devan, and Amrit will be leading the effort of ensuring, working with the other regional leads in the Durban area to ensure that all the Sevadal, this is the Yajna, I honestly feels like Badrinath for me, where they're doing all this tree planting, 12,000 plates of meals are going to be cooked for Narayan Seva every day during the Yajna. And they're planting trees, they're doing blood camp. It's amazing amount of whatever Yajna is happening in the Yajnashala, the same yajna is happening with through all our brothers through this seva activities. And yajna means sacrifice. So not just those that chant the mantras or ritviks, but every person that is involved in taking care of people and feeding the people is also a ritvik. And I have to commend the love and the energy and the inspiration and the enthusiasm that South Africa brings for service. I have seen it in person. It's absolutely inspirational. And now Ritviks, please don't get think that now suddenly I have to drop as a Ritvik and be with Brother Rabi. You will have your own opportunities of service in the Yajnashala to clean the Yajnashala, to maintain the Yajnashala, to prepare the material for Yajnashala. All of that is service as well, not just chanting Rudram and not just putting something in fire. Okay, please know that. Brother Rabi, thank you very much, and you and your team.
Just a comment, Brother Shekhar, one more comment. I know our slides are depicting Africa and its beautiful pictures that Brother Samat has shared on the template that we're using. I just want to tell all overseas visitors that, being part of this Yajna, don't feel afraid. South Africa is a beautiful country. You have us here to guide you throughout this entire journey. So we do have a very beautiful, safe country in terms of the way the areas you move in, but being part of this entire program, you will be safe. That we can assure you is also as part of our several duties. Sairam.
Wonderful. Why fear when I am here? Jai Sai Ram.
Absolutely, Jai Sairam.
Right. We also have one more question, Uncle. Just is Ritvik can also participate in volunteer opportunities. I think
I already
mostly it's the
answered
young.
that question.
Yeah.
Answer is only Ritvik related because they're supposed to
Correct.
be present in the Yajnashala to do the chanting, and we cannot have people drop chanting and go do volunteering. There are volunteers that Rabi and Amrit and Devan brothers are working on. And if there are really a dire shortage of volunteers, obviously we'll pull people. But Ritviks, focus on your service. And your service is to be present in the Yajnashala, chant for universal peace, 100% focus and love for Swami, and also do the duties assigned to you in the Yajnashala. That is the service. But volunteers for food, for security, for parking, all those things, there are separate volunteers for all those activities. Jai Sai Ram.
Perfect. So let us go through the last part and then we'll come to the questions. So while we have all of this beautiful seva happening and the chanting happening, there's also a very nice evening program, and there'll be a lot of things there. So I will request Brother Ratan, who is the National Devotional Coordinator with Sri Satya Sai Global Council, to share with us what is being planned in the evening slot. Sai Ram, brother.
Thank you, Brother Samad. And dearest brothers and sisters, Om Shri Sai Ram. So the cultural programs will occur around the afternoon session of each day of the Yajna. And it's going to be a very beautiful, very wonderful program. And as similar as programs that are done within the immediate presence of Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba in Sai Kulwant Hall. So we will start with Vedam invocation, which will be done in the afternoon to begin the afternoon's proceedings by one of the Ritvik groups. So we currently have various Ritvik groups that are involved and engaged in the Maha Rudrabhishekam. So the same Ritvik groups will offer Vedam invocation at the start of the afternoon program. We will then have a welcome address by one of the members of the core team. We will also have address by a guest speaker on each day of the Yajna. It will be very beautiful to hear their inspiration on the Atiruddha Mahayajna and the benefit of universal peace for each and every one of us. This will then be followed by Bhagavan's divine discourse, and no one better to hear from than our beloved Swami on Veda and on the Atiruddha Mahayajna. Then thereafter, we will then have either a devotional or a cultural program planned for the afternoon, which will incorporate South African vocal and instrumental artists, plus one overseas artist is currently being considered during that afternoon. We are also going to be engaging with the Bhavikas Children of South Africa to offer a drama, dance drama program at the Yagnashala on one of the afternoons. This will then conclude with bhajans by regions of Sri Satya Sai Global Council, extended to the USA as well, and conclude with Mangal Arati. So that is basically the crux of the program and the format that will be followed for each and every day. As alluded to, the 24th of April, we are considering having a morning program for that date, going into an early lunch. So this devotional program is still being considered of how to be planned, but do look forward to that. A beautiful way to end off the Atiruddha Mahayajna with celebrating the Sri Satya Sai Aradhana Mahotsavam at the same venue that the Atiruddha Mahayajna was held at. Thank you. Are we taking any questions?
Yes, brother. Thank you so much for sharing.
Just one clarification I'll provide. I know Brother Ratan didn't say it this way, but all devotees, including guest speakers from outside organizations, are going to participate and offer their love to Bhagwan. So I know there are people, very talented children are coming also from United States. So from USA point of view, I request Anita Jalla to take this offline with USA devotees and coordinate what USA can offer. And so we will discuss this with each area leads. And obviously, um, quality is extremely important in offering our love to Bhagwan more than equality. So we need to ensure there is quality presentations, quality offerings to Bhagwan. And the offerings are not just limited to only Satya Sai devotees. I just want to ensure that all the devotees will have opportunity to share their love. Jai Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, Sai Ram. Thank you, Brother Ratan. Thank you, Uncle. I think we only have one question outstanding, which is about if parents are Ritvik and they have a 6-year-old child, will there be assistance? I think that's a brilliant question. It's not been, at least not yet considered. So this is something we can take away and think about. I don't have the answer. I don't know. So yeah, let's take this away and then work on it with the hospitality team to see, yeah, what can we do about that? But nice question.
Yeah, that's a very good question. We will have to think about that. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, then I think we are towards the end. I don't see any open questions. So also we are at the 1 hour is over. So just want to thank everyone.
Yeah, just one
Yes,
few
Uncle.
words, brother, before you
Yes,
go do the vote of thanks. Brothers and sisters, I will tell you, with Swami's grace, we are expecting anywhere from 800 to 1000 devotees participating in this yajna every day. In my experience of participating in this yajna for the past 9 years, this is the most profound experience of Bhagwan's love that I have experienced so far. We are still 2 months away from the yajna, but what has happened so far with our brothers and sisters in South Africa, their dedication, their love for Swami truly is unparalleled. The fact that 200 people every day are joining these daily sadhana calls, and about 100 to 120 people are joining these weekly practices, and how much love and intensity they have for Bhagwan is truly inspiring. So I really want that inspiration across the globe. I really want every Malaysian that is hearing this, every Australian that is hearing this, every European that's hearing this, every person coming from United States that's hearing, you cannot miss that stream of love, that flow of love. If you miss that, you will not reach the ocean. Only when we come together, this is not about being a American or an African or any identity associated with us. Even in the context of an identity as a Satya Sai devotee, that matters. You have to be part of the flow. Only the raindrop that falls into the river will reach the ocean. If it falls in a desert, it will be just sucked up by Mother Earth and it will not have the opportunity to go through the ocean. So, in the process of this, you have to ask the question, how am I involved in this? How am I involved in this? How can I get involved in this? Obviously, all the offerings that are coming to Bhagwan so far for South Africa are incredible. Swami's love is flowing. But ask the question, how can I be part of that love? I cannot be physically there, but how can I be there otherwise? What can I do for this yajna? Not just to come there and be part of it. You are already part of it through your daily sadhana. You are already part of it through weekly practices. But how else can I be part of it? Please ask that question to yourself and ask Bhagavan to guide. And if there are any opportunity of questions or discussion and anything, we pray to Bhagavan and he will guide us. Jai Sai Ram. Okay, there are a couple questions that came through. Brother Rabbi, you raised your hand. Go ahead, brother.
Saram, Brother Shekhar, Saram, everyone. My apologies. I just want to say that the love offering I was talking about, the blood camp, was your liquid love. So please, just want to clear that to everyone. It's your liquid love that we're looking on the weekend blood camps. Okay, Saira, thank you.
We welcome both liquid love, solid love, and semi-solid love also. At the end of the day, it is love, and the
Yes,
fact that we are also doing the blood camp is very inspiring, brother. Thank you, brother Rabbi. Jai Sai Ram.
Sai Ram.
Will
Thank
general
you.
public walk-in devotees not registered to be able to attend Krishan Naidu? Yes, anybody, everybody will be allowed to participate, but there are certain guidelines. There are certain areas where only Ritviks are needed to be present. There's certain protocol that we need to follow with discipline, Bhagwan, just like what we do in Puttaparthi. It's nothing different than that. And that is the answer to brother's question. What is the other question? After the program on 24th, can you please suggest what sightseeing we could do mainly of animals about? Oh, Sairam brothers, as I already mentioned, the largest national park is near Johannesburg, and that is Kruger National Park. I have given contact of the tour guide, or you can also explore your own opportunities for tours based on your schedule and everything. As Samarth mentioned before, if you plan to leave 24th late afternoon to Johannesburg, you will be able to enjoy the presence of the beautiful Big Five in Africa. And there is also a lion park in Pretoria. It really depends on how many days and how much time you can afford to spend, etc., and your bandwidth. Okay, so that's the. And as per Durban is concerned, to my knowledge, there is really no big national park to see. Is that correct, Samarth? Samarth or Raitan? Is that correct? Is there a local?
I think, Uncle, that's a good question. Let's take it away. There are smaller parks and smaller safaris near Durban. They may not be as amazing as Kruger, but you can see animals. So we'll take that away in hospitality, and we can publish a few. If someone wants to stay in Durban and do some local sightseeing, we can put some options there as well. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Perfect. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Okay.
But the
Great.
only question is, when will they do that? So
Yeah.
so if you are a Rutvik or a volunteer, you are consumed from 14th, 15th all the way to 24th. So if you are coming a few days earlier, perhaps you can cover it, or stay a couple days later. You should be able to. That's why we need to know when you are coming, when you are leaving, so that we can also block hotels accordingly, right? So that is an important consideration. Jai Sai Ram.
Okay. Thank you. And yeah, just for clarification, please no parks before the yagna. We discussed only after the yagna. Focus is completely army, and after that sightseeing. So with that, I would just want to heartfelt gratitude to all the hard work of all the presenters for beautifully bringing the content together. There are many people working in the background with procurement, site operations, and many other teams which were mentioned by Uncle Krish. So heartfelt gratitude. And thank you to each and every one of you for joining today on a Sunday evening, morning, night, and continuing your sadhana. So only our prayers and thanks to Bhagwan to help us intensifying our sadhana more and more towards this beautiful universal prayer. Also, just want to mention there is a beautiful on 10th of February, a live Maharudra Abhishekam, which will be there. So again, a reminder, please join it if it's at a center that is happening, please join it there, or you can also watch it at live stream. So that's our next big prayer, which is happening along with Rudra Abhishek. So with that, just want to thank everyone. And I see one hand up. I'm not sure who it is.
But how could you raise your hand while you're speaking? Someone else logged in as you, Brother Samarth Nagrotra. Did you clone yourself? Samarth. Oh, that is. Oh, sorry. Who is that? Is that Pranil?
I just want to bring to attention.
We cannot hear you, brother. Sorry.
Sairam, brother, we can't hear you.
If the international travelers can please indicate if they have environments so that we can take care of all.
Yeah, that's Pranil speaking. Unfortunately, the line is not clear. Samarth?
Yeah. Yes. So we'll go ahead with the closing prayer. Brother Pranil, you can let us know or type it in the chat if you have a comment while Brother Neeraj is doing the closing prayer. Sai Ram, Brother Neeraj.
He is the cause, action, doer, doing, the done, and the undone. We pray that He allows and shapes us to be perfect instruments in His mission. Om Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahe Satyadevaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Jai Bholo Bhagavan Shri Satya Sai Baba Ji ki Jai.